What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only, it's Scott Savage. You find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, dude, it's a good day.
Oh, I'm so ready for a good day. It's been stressful so far, but
let me lighten things up for you. But first, you can catch our show over at InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. We see you watching our show each and every day. We appreciate you. Big shout out to everybody watching. Thank you so much. Dude, coming up on today's show, let's get into it. Could the rumors finally be true? Is Sam Fisher back? Oh man, I just got goosebumps. Ooh, man.
I hear Michael Ironside in my head right now.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, rumors continue though, as there's a possibility that Bluepoint is working on a Bloodborne game remaster and its sequel. And then Phil Spencer takes to the stage once more to say, Microsoft ain't done buying studios. Dude, there's a lot going on in today's show. Woo-hoo,
they still have deep pockets. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, that's just it, right? Let's get going here. As Ubisoft reportedly developing a new Splinter Cell game, Sam Fisher could be returning to duty. This comes from Matt Purslow over at IGN. Ubisoft has reportedly greenlit development of a new mainline Splinter Cell game. If the rumors proves true, it will be the first core entry in this Tom Clancy stealth series since 2013, Splinter Cell Blacklist. Dude, it's been so long, right?
That sounds like it means not Conviction. Well, but I consider this one to be the main line. Conviction was kind of an aside. So I'm personally excited about this more than Conviction 2.
Oh, dude, I loved Conviction. I really did. I love the fact that Sam was on the run, right? I think that was the biggest thing. He was kind of a guy for hire. It was, you know what? When they did Conviction, first of all, when they first revealed it, it was a completely different game. Then they went back to the drawing board and then went back into Conviction and remade that game. If you watch the initial announcement trailer, it is not even close to what the actual game turned out to be. But a report from the VGC claims multiple development sources have revealed that a new Splinter Cell is in early phase of production, with a small chance of the game being announced in 2022. The project has apparently been greenlit as part of an effort to appease frustrated Tom Clancy and Splinter Cell fans who have been less than happy with Ubisoft's treatment of the brand over the last decade. Dude, we've been asking for so long, where's the next Splinter Cell? Where's the next Splinter Cell? I just don't understand. But you and I have touched on this in the past, Scott. It's a stealth game. Is that the problem?
Yeah, it's just not what's popular right now. But it always swings back around.
Absolutely. No further details were provided in the report, aside from the suggestion that the new Splinter Cell will be developed outside of Ubisoft flagship Montreal studio. Ubisoft Montreal developed key Splinter Cell games, including the original Chaos Theory, as well as Conviction. The most recent game, Blacklist, was developed by Ubisoft Toronto. That's who I figure is hitting this one up. They just wrapped up Far Cry, dude. Now they got a small team, went off to the side, started developing what they could work on for the next Splinter Cell game. This is why it's in early development, because, yeah, I bet you this is just concept stages. I think, Scott, this is just me speculating, because this is all but a rumor. There was actually an announcement of a Splinter Cell game coming to VR.
Oh, that sounds like it could be really good.
Yeah, but all right. Okay, I'll get to my theory, and then we'll talk about where we've seen Sam since, because the theory I have is that they started development and then they kind of cut it. They didn't like it. They didn't like where they're going with it. And then they started it up again, and then they shut that down. And now, then I'm kind of worried, honestly, if they're doing this because they need to appease the fans, what kind of game are we going to get? We've seen a lot of changes lately coming out of Ubisoft with different models from what we've experienced in the past. And we've had Sam Fisher appear in Ghost Recon. He was there in Wildlands with DLC. He was there in Breakpoint with DLC, and he's in Rainbow Six. And of course, there's some mobile stuff, but either way, and some announcement of a VR game that we have yet to see. So I'm still kind of curious where that one is. But Sam Fisher has been strung along for the last decade, Scott, but not with his own game. So now Sam,
I was really disappointed that he didn't make the last final cut for Super Smash Bros. That would have been a really interesting sign. It would have been quite a slap in the face as a fan. But I'm worried that this is maybe just a farewell tour.
I'm honestly, I'm worried that they're just doing it to shut us up and that they don't really have a core concept of what they want to create. I think this is why it's taken over a decade to get to this point, because they keep coming up with an idea and it just doesn't pan out. We've seen games get canceled in the past, and I think that's kind of been where they've been at with Splinter Cell. They don't know where to take it next. I'm curious to see how well of a plan or of gameplay. Now, it is Ubisoft. They got a lot of smart people over there, a lot of creative talent, so I do have high hopes. Obviously, they are the creator behind the masterminds of Splinter Cell, so I have high hopes, but I'm a little nervous that they're just doing it because we've been asking and asking and asking, and they're not really heavily involved or in love with the idea of the project. They're just doing it because we saw in the past that Naughty Dog was going to create another Jackson Daxter, but they didn't. Instead, they moved on to The Last of Us. If they stuck around to create another Jax game, maybe it wouldn't have been that good, and we would have lost The Last of Us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there is definitely a good point to kind of turn away from a series, especially if it's producing hit after hit after hit. You kind of want to quit while you're ahead before you bury that IP down. But I wonder if this requires Tom Clancy at this point, or do you think it's totally divorced from him, other than name?
I think it's really just you're using the name. I think you're using that brand name now that Ubisoft has been using for so long. Tom Clancy this, Tom Clancy that, Tom Clancy, Tom Clancy, Tom Clancy, right? There's a high name status with using Tom Clancy, and there's you hold that name to a pedigree above a lot of games, and you kind of hold the whole. Well, dude, let's go. Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Tom Clancy's The Division. Like, you see what I mean? Dude,
oh yeah,
these are all different games, but yeah, they all have Tom Clancy tagged onto them. Is that really necessary? I don't think so. At this point, I don't really know. Like, my kid wouldn't give a crap about hearing Tom Clancy. He wants to know Splinter Cell. He only wants to know Splinter Cell because I talk about Splinter Cell. But that's not the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the name. You see Assassin's Creed get Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed. We all know it because it's Assassin's Creed. You put Tom Clancy's Assassin's Creed on there, I don't think it has the same cadence anymore. Back then it did.
I would be interested in that. Based on what that suggests, that might be really cool.
It's the future of Assassin's Creed, dude. That'd be the future version.
Yeah, you're in the SAS. All right.
But I'm curious to see, if early stages, they might announce it next, not even next year, in 2 years from now, really, right? So, kind of, but we're not going to see anything, and this is early stages. Dude, we're still 5 years out from getting the game.
Yeah, there's plenty of time for them to divert and decide they don't want to do it, and that's what I'm afraid of, really.
That could be very true.
But at the same time, just nail it, put it on PlayStation 5, and give me the haptic feedback. Can you imagine what they could do with that? When somebody glances over you and you get that could be good.
Here's my prediction, okay? By the time this game comes out, Xbox also brings that haptic feedback to their next controller.
I really hope so.
I'm telling you, dude, it is incredible. I love the haptic feedback. I think it's fantastic. It's a great addition and such a smart move forward in iterating on what I already thought was a cool controller, and then you get into the next iteration of the PlayStation controllers. Dude, the dual sense with the haptic feedback is incredible. Thank you, PlayStation, for that. That was awesome. Dude, let's since we're talking about PlayStation, let's keep going because rumors again strike once more. Bloodborne PS5 remaster and a sequel in development, as well as a PC port complete.
Hey.
Oh, this comes from Joshua Duckworth over at Game Rant. About a week ago, Colin Moriarty stated that the recent acquired Bluepoint Games is bringing a Bloodborne remaster to PS5. But that Bluepoint is also making Bloodborne 2. On the other hand, Bluepoint Games is also reportedly making its own original game. So there are clearly some potentially contradicting rumors going on here. Dude, Bluepoint, one of the masters behind every remaster, remake game that's out there. The studio over there is incredible that they can bring an old game, reinvent it in a certain standard, but yet still keep that nostalgia that we know of that game and just bring it to the next generation of consoles that we're on. Love what they do over there. But this,
and I'm excited to see what their original idea is, because you got to think all the things bumping around on the desks of that company. It's almost like an all-stars effect.
Absolutely. Xbox era's Nick Baker has stepped into the conversation, reportedly and offering proof of his own claims. According to Baker, Bluepoint is making the PS5 remaster for Bloodborne, is developing a proper sequel to Bloodborne, and has already finished the PC port for Bloodborne, and is simply waiting to release it. That's a lot to claim, dude. There's a lot of... But this is okay. Take it for a grain of salt. This is all rumors and speculations. Nobody has known anything. PlayStation hasn't confirmed nothing. Bluepoint hasn't said what they're up to. We just know that they're working on something. But Scott, here's your chance, buddy. Bloodborne, PC, all yours.
Oh, time to finally, just man up and take it. Because that one game was brutal when I did play it on PlayStation 4. It was just absolutely dumpstered me. But that's what a Souls game does. A Souls-like. So it's all par for the course. But I'm excited to get into that. See how it looks on my PC.
What do you think of the fact that they could be working on a Bloodborne 2 and not From Software? From Software right now, heavily involved in Elden Ring, right? Like that's what they're focused on. And we just saw a delay of that.
Dark Souls 2 was a large misstep in a lot of people's opinion. It holds its own weight, but it's just not quite the same. So I fear that the same thing could happen with Bloodborne 2. But then again, Bloodborne didn't really strike me the same way that Dark Souls 1 and 3 did. Okay. So I might enjoy the kind of fresh take on that series, but I don't know if the fans will really enjoy it.
Yeah, well, guess we'll have to wait and see what Bluepoint is really working on. But yeah, man, what a studio over there. So I'm definitely watching on the outside looking in. Can't wait to see what they're up to. But Phil Spencer has a few things he's up to. He says we're definitely not done. There is a new quota in how many studios Microsoft will acquire when it has more deals. This comes from Eddie over at GameSpot. Microsoft will continue to buy more game development studios, according to Xbox boss Phil Spencer. Speaking at a Wall Street Journal event on Monday, Spencer said Microsoft will definitely buy more studios, though there is no timeline for when these deals might happen. Quote, we're definitely not done, Spencer said, as reported by Tom Warren. Quote, there's no quota in a timeline where I have to go acquire studios by a certain time, but if we find a studio where we have a good fit, absolutely, end quote. Scott, we all know the latest purchase being ZeniMax and Bethesda. There was $7.5 billion, which then obviously boosted them up with another 23 game studios, increasing their library and resources now for producing exclusives and other opportunities that they can get. If you want now, like, dude, they're up there with the studio count. Who do they buy next? Oh, yeah. Who could they go for?
I have a really far out there idea. Okay, so this is far out there, but it has some backstory in the lore. Okay. What if they make a deal with Bowser and they take Mario? Mario has to go on one last adventure to the Xbox.
No. I don't think that's going to happen. I was trying to think all day today, like, who would he be looking at next? I'm kind of out there, and I'm just kind of like, dude, everybody right now is buying somebody. PlayStation just bought a bunch of studios as of late. Microsoft obviously bought Bethesda. They bought Double Fines. That's why you got Psychonauts 2 coming to Game Pass, which is incredible. It was a fantastic game. So, there's the library that they're already on and they're building is incredible. To see what they can go in to tap into next, who do they go to? PUBG Corp? They could
Blizzard
pick up PUBG, but I don't think they will. No.
Oh, that's possible, but Blizzard will never give away Activision, I don't think. That's locked in. But
no, that is locked in, right? Yeah.
That would have just been the largest kind of video game IP that I can imagine them taking. Dude, the next Call of Duty being an exclusive on Xbox, can you imagine?
Okay, what here? Okay, you ready? You're going far out there with Mario. How about this one? How about they roll up and say, we want an Xbox pachinko machine, and they're going to buy Konami, and then they get the rights to Metal Gear, and Metal Gear comes to Xbox. That one's going way out there. Not going to happen, but still, it was funny to kind of think of.
Yeah, the Black Hawk landing in Deo's backyard right now.
Oh man, oh, that'd be funny, dude. Let's keep going. We got more Microsoft news as well. Microsoft's special Xbox 20th anniversary broadcast will go live on November 15th. Because why? Xbox, it's 20 years, dude. It's the 20th year of Xbox. That's incredible. It's been that long.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think of that a little while ago, actually. How long has Xbox been around? How old was I when the console came out? It's so far back that I don't really hold those memories.
Dude, yeah. Well, that's just it. Like for me, it was Fable. It was, you know what brought me to Xbox? Splinter Cell Conviction.
Oh,
it was exclusive to
Conviction.
Xbox, dude. And I followed Splinter Cell. I'm like, this is my game. This is what I love. And then they went exclusive to Xbox, and I'm like, how am I gonna play this? All right, that's it. Go out, buy a 360. I bought the game from there. I'm like, everybody's talking about Fable. I bought that too. It's just like there, and I've been in ever since. And then we all get together for the show for Inside the Game. Dude, we're all Xbox fans. This is what we play on, right? Like it's our go-to.
Oh, I'm the odd one out without the PlayStation, but that's because I did not make the same decision when Metal Gear came out for locked to PlayStation. Unfortunately, that was not enough for me. In hindsight, it should have been, but
yeah,
I missed out.
No, so what's going on here? This comes from Jez Corden over at Windows Central. I think it's fair to say Microsoft has had one of the best years ever for gaming. Huge drops into Xbox Game Pass, massive audience milestones with Minecraft, well, of course, and continued success with the Xbox Series X and S consoles, where supplies can't meet demand. Going into 2022, Microsoft is capping off the year with some major game launches across its platform portfolio, and Xbox Game Studios lead Matt Booty took it to the Xbox Wire blog to give us an update. Quote, "This has been a remarkable year for the team at Xbox and for you, our fans. We welcome Bethesda to the family, announced a new slate of games together in June, and launched Psychonauts 2 and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 of the highest rated games of the year." And take note, they also came to Xbox Game Pass. 25 million players have now joined us in Sea of Thieves. Oh man. Holy. And your passion for the Xbox for the Series X shaped appliances has made us the mini fridge. I want the mini fridge, man. I really want it. Our players are at the heart of everything we do, and we couldn't be more thankful for your incredible support. Booty lauded in the event launches with Age of Empires 4, Minecraft hitting Xbox Game Pass. Dude, I can't believe it's not on Game Pass. I never even thought that it was even there. I just assumed it was there. So,
and they're owned by Microsoft, are they not? So I would have thought that would be on the short list of things to add. But
that's just
again, people are still buying that alone. The numbers just keep going. So
absolutely. And Minecraft Dungeons will see a big new seasonal adventures update as well. He also reminded us that Forza Horizon 5 will drop on November 9th. I can't wait for that one, dude. Alongside Microsoft Flight Simulator's Game of the Year edition, which includes a range of free updates that include new airports, planes, and much more. Grounded will also get the biggest update yet, called Hot and Hazy, and Halo Master Chief Collection gets its final season ahead of, well, none other than Halo Infinite, which drops on December 8th. Dude, new event coming from Microsoft November 15th. I can't wait. I got a couple things in the pipeline I'm looking forward to seeing come here, so we'll be talking about those in the near future. Dude, what a great year for Xbox. Honestly, it's been a fantastic year. Huge milestones. The fact that Minecraft, again, it kind of really just blows my mind. It's not on Game Pass.
Yeah, well, and it's still being sold at record number. Both those things are surprising me, really.
Crazy, isn't it? But dude, let's move on. I want to talk about what's going on in the world of Steam Deck, because we got some new information here. Valve releases game compatibility details for Steam Deck. Company says that the categorization of games with portable devices will be an ongoing evaluation process. This comes from Jeffrey Rosso over at gamesindustry.biz. Valve released compatibility details as to how games will run on Steam Deck for users. The company has created a Steam Deck compatibility system, which is broken down into 4 categories: verified, playable, unsupported, and unknown. Dude, I just assumed, again, this is probably me, something I probably shouldn't be doing. Just if it was on Steam, you can play the game. But apparently that's not how it works. I knew every game wouldn't work just like the way you think it should, because you're going from a mouse and keyboard situation to a handheld. So, like, dude, if you got Age, right? If we got Age on Steam and you're playing mouse and keyboard, and then all of a sudden you bring in a Steam Deck, it's going to be a little bit different. No doubt about it.
Yeah, my first thought went to Command & Conquer Red Alert, because that is amazing. And I look at it on my Steam every time I load it up. But that and Total War, any of the Total War games, those are so large in scale that I wonder if it'll struggle with it. But this will give me some sort of clarity.
Absolutely. Quote, there's been a quote here too. This is an ongoing evaluation of the entire catalog, and a game's rating can change over time. Titles will be re-reviewed as the developer releases updates or the deck software improves. So, dude, they're going game by game to see whether or not it's going to work on the platform, which is a lot of work considering how many games are on Steam.
Yeah, really.
Who do you hire for that? There's like 100,000 people right now working on that.
I wonder how many games are on Steam now. You got me thinking.
Oh man, dude, there's so many games. It's been the PC
thousands, tens of thousands.
Oh man, does it? Can we find out? Well, let me see. I'm gonna take a quick look right now. Scott, how was your day today, buddy?
Oh well, it starts off kind of not so good. It gets really stressful, but in that pressure, good things are created. I feel much stronger for it now, and
there you go.
The good day has just begun now. It's like a brand new day.
Okay, here I got some numbers. Number of games released on Steam worldwide from 2004 to 2021. So here, just in 2020, there's 10,000 games released. 2019 had 8,000, 2018 had 9, 2017 had 7,000. Dude, it just keeps climbing. So somebody's gonna go game by game and see if this works. I would not want that job.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of interns at the company now. Getting worn.
Wow. But that's you know what, good on them for coming up with this system, and now allows everybody who are developing games over on the Steam platform to say yes, it is compatible, or no, it's not, so that way you know going in. But dude, I honestly just thought, if it's a game on Steam, I can then grab my Steam Deck and just play it upstairs on my couch. Like, that was a whole concept behind creating the Steam Deck, is that you could take your library on the go. And all of a sudden now, dude, it's funny because the more and more we get to release, the more I feel like we're getting to the release of the PlayStation Vita, because every time we got more details with the Vita, they backtrack on other features, and I kind of feel like this is how this is starting to steamroll in. That was not intended. But as they release more details, they're starting to go, okay, well, this is how it really works. So you're not going to have your full library. Well, when you initially announced it, you said we did. You could take your Steam library on the go.
Made it sound like it.
Exactly, right? So now we're starting to get the other side of it, and maybe that's not the case. But dude, it's we got a few minutes left. Go ahead.
Like everything, you have to temper your expectations with everything. It's not gonna make everybody happy, and sometimes it's just not made for you. So that's true of all things, really.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get my pre-order in, so I'm going to sit back and wait and see how everybody else gets a hold of it and see what happens from there. And then I'll make my decision whether or not I want one. Because, dude, I would really like a couple of these games to be playing on my couch instead of on my PC where I sit all day. But either way, Scott, what releases do we have for today, buddy?
We have Corpse Party 2021 coming to the Xbox One, Series XS, the PlayStation 4, the Switch, and the PC. Note the lack of PlayStation 5 there.
Yeah, I saw that.
I wonder if this Corpse Party, is that from the anime?
Yes, it is.
Quite old now. Oh, all right. I'm excited for that one. Then we also have Grotto coming to the PC, and Townscaper on the iOS and the Android. Hey.
Yeah, the mobile side of things. That's something we don't really cover very often. But dude, that's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. Of course, this is ITG Daily Show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can catch our show at InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and of course, the beautiful TV streaming networks around the world. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.